What up, family? Welcome to True Thoughts Podcast with Azu. I would like for you to welcome our special guest today, Rushanna Lewis, a.k.a. Baby Girl, a.k.a. a Bronx Tail.
Stop.
How you talking about? Today she was going to be on the pod discussing with us the topics, how we met, modern dating, and our do's and don'ts. Before we begin, Rushanna, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rushanna Lewis. I am a native New Yorker. I'm from the Bronx. And right now I'm living in Maryland. I'm an actress, and I'm currently in the process of getting into the real estate industry.
Lit. Okay. Real estate industry. That's what's up. That's a nice transition.
Thank you.
Or not even transition, but just duality.
Yeah.
Doing both. Putting your hands in different pots. I want to ask you a question. What do you prefer? You prefer Maryland or you prefer New York? Which one?
Come on, sir. You know the answer to that. It's always New York.
I feel like
it's New York, but Maryland is cute. It's cute.
Cute?
It's not.
I'm saying the place that you reside is cute.
It's more peaceful.
It's more peaceful?
That, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, on True Thoughts, we like to kind of do a little bit of a rapid fire questions so that way myself and the viewers, even though I already know you, but myself and the viewers can, get a little bit of insight on who you are.
Okay.
So, first question is coffee or tea?
Tea, 100%.
Tea?
Yes.
Okay. All right, got you. Yeah, you are Jamaican, so that makes sense. Early bird or a night owl?
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a night owl. You know this.
Night owl. Okay, cool. All right, favorite artist?
I think you know the answer to this one, too.
Oh, God.
Fiancé.
Beehive, man.
Yes, sir.
Reckless group. One thing you can't live without.
Oh, lip gloss.
Lip gloss? Damn, I didn't expect that answer. Okay. What's your go-to snack?
Ooh, my go-to snack?
Mm-hmm.
I have a few. I really like... What do I like?
Mm-hmm.
I like yogurt.
Yogurt?
Yeah, Greek yogurt.
Lord, man. City life or countryside? You kind of already answered
City
this
life,
one.
for sure. Yeah.
City girl for sure. Summer or winter?
I'm a summer baby. So
Summer
summer,
girl.
yeah.
I'll pick that one. Sweet or savory?
Ooh, that's hard. I want both.
Nope. Gotta pick one. 5 seconds.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Home or outside?
Oh, I like home.
You like home?
Yeah.
All right. And what's your favorite country?
Favorite country?
Favorite country.
Dang.
Yup.
I don't know.
You got 5
I haven't
seconds.
been to all the countries
This is
in the
the
world.
last question. What's your favorite country so far? What you
Alright,
been
I'm
to?
buying since Jamaica.
Ooh, there we go. All right. Love to hear that. But no, thank you so much for being a part of this. It means a lot. I have to. Thank you. Thank you, baby girl. It means a lot. I didn't think you would do it. So
Oh gosh.
glad to finally see you here, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we discussed, man. So the first topic that we're gonna talk about is how we met. The second topic is going to be modern dating, and the third topic is going to be do's and don'ts. So we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. So let's talk about how we met.
Okay.
Let's tell the viewers and share with the viewers. For those of y'all who don't know, just a little backstory. We met on a social media app.
Wow.
That many of y'all probably, I don't know if y'all still remember it, maybe some of y'all do, but the app was called Clubhouse. So what I want to ask you, babe, is what was your first impression of me on Clubhouse?
Ooh,
If you
I'm
remember.
surprised you're admitting that we met on Clubhouse, because prior you'd always be like, "Oh yeah, we met in New York." And
That's
I'm like,
true.
We met. I mean,
It's
you
true,
know,
too.
we came across paths on Clubhouse first, so yeah.
Man, that's because of that peer pressure of the world where people make it seem like your relationship is less valid
If you meet online.
if you meet online.
Yeah.
But that damn near is non-existent now. So.
Right, exactly.
And
It's
I don't
all-
give a damn to perform for nobody anyway anymore. So, anyways,
I feel you.
yes. So yeah, what was your first impression of me?
Oh, my impression of you on Clubhouse. Okay, I would go into rooms where you would always be on stage speaking your mind. So I thought you were intelligent.
Okay.
I loved the way you spoke your points. I thought you looked nice. I was like, let me see that picture. I was like, oh, okay, it's cute.
Okay.
And I did think you were kind of serious, and I told you that too. Like,
Mhm.
I thought that whenever you were speaking on stage, like you
Mhm.
were like always very militant with your points.
I still am.
Yeah, you in person you are, but I do think that you are a bit more jovial,
Mhm.
fun in real life too.
Yeah.
So.
Don't tell nobody else that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, anyways. Clubhouse, if I was to think about my first impression of you it was interesting because I remember vividly one day you invited me into, well, no, you didn't invite me into a room, but you invited me on stage.
Sure did.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
I didn't go up.
Oh.
But that's because I didn't feel like talking.
Okay.
Even though y'all know that I love to talk, like, I don't always be talking. So it's like that day when she invited me, I want to say that both of us came from a room where I was already talking.
Yes.
So it was like, I'm not about to just be yapping all day, believe it or not. But anyways, yeah, so she invited me up and I didn't go up. But I remember when you invited me up, I was thinking to myself, like, damn, like, okay, like, let's have a message you trying to say. What you trying to do? Yeah, no. And
that was the most I was willing to do.
Yeah,
I'm like,
fair.
I'm not an advocate of shooting shots and all that stuff. So I was like, I'll invite him on stage. If you don't accept it, oh well.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And a part of me was like, dang, like, did I just miss my opportunity with you? Because, I know women ain't gonna do that too many times. Blink their eyes a couple of times before you make a move. So I thought I maybe missed my shot, but then I was like, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Right.
Because I definitely did remember, that was always in my bank that, she invited me on stage, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, that was dope. That was dope. So we progressed from Clubhouse. We progressed from Clubhouse and we eventually met in person in New York, which is what she was referencing earlier.
Yes.
So pretty much I, went into DMs, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, yo, I would love to take you to dinner. I'm going to be in New York. I had a performance that day and I was also coming to visit family. So I was like, you know what? I would love to be able to also spend time with you.
Right.
So went to New York and we had dinner at Lagos.
Yes, Lagos, Nigerian spot in Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
You
I
liked
enjoyed it? Yeah, I thought it was a cool
Word,
vibe.
word. Yeah, y'all, I was in the street, man, like on the phone with her trying to like find out where she was at. Because I was trying to, do my gentleman thing, pay for a park and all that other stuff. And then I'm on the phone with her and I see her car pulling up and I'm like, moment of truth, nigga. Hopefully she ain't catfish. Let's see this shit. So she pull up, man, and she did the sweetest thing, man. She was like, oh, you know what? You don't got to stand out there. You can just get in the car. Traffic was behind her too and everything. So I thought she was just going to go find parking. I tell her where to park and she goes and I pay for it. But she was like, no, get in the car. So I get in the car. That just meant so much to me, man. I'm a sap for the little things, you know what I'm saying? So we in the car, first time meeting officially. We had been talking several times on the phone before, but that was our first time meeting in person, and it was pleasant. Like you said,
it was very pleasant. Yeah, and I didn't get any type of weird vibes when I saw you just standing there on the phone.
Right.
So I felt like if maybe I got some type of weird vibes from you or anything like that, I don't know if I would have been as open to just inviting you in my car.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Seems like he's sweet. Come on in.
That's what's up. Hey, that's what's up. So the date was good. Food was good. Lagos was pricey, but she's worth it, obviously.
That was my first time meeting Joel off too.
Oh,
yeah,
word?
Like
Listen, Joel off.
Wait.
Joel off. Joel off. It's like, nah. Look at the Jamaican, man. No. But anyways, yeah. That's good. Yeah. And you seem like you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. The Joel off was nice.
That's good. That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah. So, what I want to know, actually, segueing into that is, what made you go on a second date with me?
Ooh.
Yeah. Because the dates was back to back, y'all. Yeah. I bagged her back to back. It wasn't like, oh, I'll see you in 2 weeks. It was like, I want to see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I feel like the date went really well. I know, even though you wouldn't call it a date, to me it was a date. I don't know.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that.
I just felt like we had natural chemistry. I appreciated that you were just open with your conversation. You were honest. I didn't feel like you were lying about anything or pretending to be something that you weren't. And you were fun too. Like after we ate dinner, we went downstairs to where they were playing the music.
Yep.
You wanted to dance. I was kind of like, no, I'm not a dancer, but maybe next time.
Yep.
But it was cool, yeah. And then we hung out in, was it your car or my car?
Yeah, we hung out in your car.
In my car, yeah.
Yeah, we were speaking. And
talking for a little bit, yeah.
No, that reason why I want to even highlight us going into your car is we wasn't going in the car, y'all, to do no freaky stuff. We wasn't going in the car to do for real. Like
of course not.
No, because I've been on dates. I've been on dates where that's what went down. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that kind of stuck out to me was that when we went into the car, you were still your same self that you were in the building, in the public.
Right.
Because I'm like, okay, this girl not switching up to something else devious when it's just kind of us in a private, in a more private setting.
Right.
But yeah, the like I said, the food, everything was great. And so, do you feel like had I not been as open with you, because I told her some ish, y'all, about my past.
Yeah,
like,
right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say what I did, but I went to jail, y'all. And so yeah. I told her that first date. And she didn't treat me.
He's not a criminal.
Yeah, I'm not a criminal. Not a criminal. And y'all gonna hear the story. It's true thoughts. So y'all gonna hear the story eventually, maybe on another episode. But anyways, the way this woman reacted, the way she kept her decorum, the way she just, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel looked like she was looking down on me. That to me just kind of gave me more incentive, besides her beauty, to want to go out with her again the next day and not leave no time in between. So,
right.
But we were actually gonna get into this. So she said I wouldn't call it a date, and there's a reason why I would not call it a date. So I don't believe in dating, y'all. It's not something that I subscribe to. I have obviously done it before in the past, but I don't believe in dating. But, you know, at the time, and probably still, you still would call it a date, huh?
To me, but I understood your views on dating because of Clubhouse. You were very outspoken about your theory of, what is it?
Friendship to fiance.
Okay, yes. Talk about friendship to fiance. You didn't believe in dating and blah, blah, blah. I was like, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, but she said, man, whatever. But she's seen the logic to it, though.
Yeah. Now
you've seen the rhyme and reason to it.
It makes sense to me now, yeah.
Right. So let me kind of elaborate on it a little bit. So friendship to fiance is this theory that I thought would be a great practice for myself, and not only for myself, but I felt like if other people also too practice it, we would actually develop a more peaceful, less combative scene between partners. You know what I'm saying? Between male and female. We see these gender wars all the time, and I feel like a part of the reason why these gender wars have kind of been activated and kind of like funneled is because we are looking from a very transactional lens. You know what I mean? Like, instead of people just focusing simply on getting to know each other and seeing if they genuinely like each other, they're more so fixated on where we going.
How much you spending on the first date. And I mean, I would speak like that sometimes on Clubhouse too. Even though I didn't really believe in it, I just wanted to like be down with the girls.
Right.
Like, yeah, support the sisters.
Right. And it's like, well, but also too, I think it's a real conversation to talk about like how we are kind of pushed in that way. Whether it's parental, whether it's through familiar relationships, whether it's through, you know, even platonic relationships like friends. People are always saying, oh, you should demand this from a man. Or you should demand this from a woman. And if she's not doing this, then she's not a wife, or he not a husband. So it's like, you know, I can understand why you were speaking like that. I just personally was on a journey with myself to try to rediscover or find a new way to go about things.
Yeah,
you know
and I think your way makes perfect sense, because if you just remain friends with someone, like, I think that's the most organic way to develop a healthy romantic relationship.
Exactly.
So without all the baggage and the drama. Yeah, it makes sense to me.
I think a lot of people, man, like male and female, they're taking on unnecessary emotional pain.
Yes.
Unnecessary emotional pain.
Definitely.
Whether it's rejection, whether it's love bombing, whatever, like all of these things where somebody takes you on a high and then they drop you to a low. Those are things that we shouldn't be experiencing at the rate in which we are. But because we're so fixated on dating and taking people out and doing the Instagram worthy or doing this, we're not focusing on the right thing. So for me, let me give you some traits of the friendship to fiance kind of progress. So what it looks like is, you're not taking women on dates, fellas. You get to know a girl, one person.
How do they get to know her?
You said how? Oh, talking on the phone.
Talking on the phone.
Yeah, talking
and building a friendship, not talking about anything romantic.
No,
just being friends.
None of that. Just getting to know her. Okay. Like, what's your favorite color? That's something. No. I mean, I'm being funny, but I'm also being serious. Like, those are the intricate things that you need to know about a person. Because those are the things that makes up that person, who they are. You see what I'm saying? Like, like knowing where you want to travel to and things like that. Yeah, that stuff is cool and all, but like I feel like we jump the gun a lot of times and we kind of just try to pick up the pace faster than we need to move. We need to pace ourselves.
Right.
Because sometimes if we all keep it real, we don't be liking these people who we be engaging with. We're not really interested in them for real.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are you wasting time getting to know somebody and you're not really getting to know them for real?
Especially on the man's part, I feel like a lot of times men know.
Speak on that.
I could be wrong, but
No,
from what I see, it seems like men know, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to play with her for about 8 months. I'll give her about a year. I'll give her 3 to 6 months. They know who they want to make their wife.
Okay. And I would agree with that. I would agree that men know, like you said, who they want to play with and who they want to take seriously. And I feel like women, right? Like let me put it like this. If men were able to just get to know women on that platonic level, then none of that stuff is gonna happen. Because like you go on a date, you may kiss the person after. You go on a date, you may have sex after. You go on a date, y'all may be focused, like I said, on these like minuscule things when really you need to look at the big picture. Like, is this somebody who I want to spend the rest of my life with? That's if you're actually on that type of vibe. We're not talking about people who are not on that vibe. We're talking about people who are actually trying to be serious. If you're trying to be serious, get to know the person on the things that are of them, their core. You know what I'm saying? And if you get to know those things and you like those things, that's when you can proceed into something serious. But if you don't like those,
feel like, unfortunately, a lot of members of the Black community are not serious.
Yeah, okay.
Not serious out here.
I would agree.
Yeah, and then I see videos on TikTok, Instagram, where they show how people of other race do things, and it's ring before spring, and they find their mate in college a lot of times, or in the early stages, of their life.
Yeah.
We like to stretch things out. So.
We do. But that's because I feel like we're just not groomed and raised like that. People like to say women are raised to be wives, cap. Sometimes people like to say men are raised to be providers, which they equate to husbands. But it's like just because you can provide monetary support does not make you a husband.
Right.
So there's also practical and I would say foundational things that men need to learn to be able to actually be equipped to be a husband. Same thing for women, you know what I'm saying? Women, a wife is not just, exactly, you know what I'm saying? It's not cooking and cleaning that makes you a wife, you know what I'm saying? It's not those things. There's so many other intangibles that a person needs to possess, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so actually let me just list that off. So friends with the fiance, you're not taking women out on dates. You get to know a singular woman, singular one. Another thing is that you're not kissing. You're not doing any of that romantic stuff. So none of this, like, touching her thigh, touching her shoulder, kissing her neck. Excuse me, you're not doing none of that stuff.
Yeah, you gotta be disciplined out here.
Gotta be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for the woman too.
Yeah.
Don't be going out and hanging out with a woman who's all touchy and feely on you. What's she touching you for? She don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So men, you need to walk that way too. Third thing I'll say, definitely no sex. So yeah, like I said, romance, but I'm also including the sex. None of the sex, you know what I mean? And just like I said, genuinely progressing and getting to know who this person is. And not what they do or what they can do for you and things like that. So yeah. I would like to segue into our next question. The next question is, what are the benefits of long distance relationships?
Ooh. Let's see. Well, we were doing long distance for a year and some change.
Yep, sure.
And we were seeing each other maybe like once or twice a month.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Well, it was yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Usually like once.
Once or twice a month. Yeah.
I think there were a lot of benefits to us doing that because we were able to get to actually know each other on a deeper level. We were always on the phone every day, texting each other, FaceTime, phone call. Conversation, communication, get to really know that person.
Right. Y'all, we had a couple of 24-hour like
falling asleep on the
call
phone.
logs.
Yeah.
like it was that intense. We were sleeping on the phone together. That was our way of intimacy, being far, far away, which I miss, man. I mean, but you
don't want me close to you
no more? No, I sure do. But we would have like 24-hour, call logs. But what are other benefits that you would say that it had other than, us being able to get to know each other in depth? Like what what did you feel like you benefited from personally?
Well, I think that's the biggest benefit.
For sure.
To really get to know someone.
Right.
And also, it helps to not be intimate with the person.
Right.
You know,
physically intimate.
Prematurely, yeah.
Physically intimate for sure.
So I think that definitely helped us too because, you know, I think it's best to do those things after you find the person you want to spend the rest of your life with.
I agree with that totally. Yeah, for me, that helped me. I think male and female are physical creatures, so I think if we would have had the kind of interference of physically being in each other's presence, like frequently, I think that would have been a disaster. I wouldn't have been able to, look, y'all look at her, man, like, I would have.
Hey.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. So that definitely helped for me. I would say one of the benefits for me actually is at the time when her and I met, man, my income wasn't that high, y'all. Like it still ain't where it need to be, but it wasn't that great then. And I feel like I needed a lot more time for development with myself, development with my career, so that way I could eventually, you know what I'm saying, be the provider that I wanted to be for us, you know what I'm saying, and for you. And I feel like that time and separation that we had of being long distance, I feel like that really gave me enough time, energy to be able to focus and hone in on my crafts. Because if we weren't on the phone, I was doing whatever I needed to do to promote my business, you know what I'm saying, whether it was an event, performance, whether it was being on phone calls, whatever it is, you know what I mean, or networking. So yeah, I think that was really one of the big benefits for me, you know, aside us, you know, getting to know each other.
I would agree.
Yeah, so that was really good. Now I want to segue into another question. So, you know, what do you think about, because I know for a fact you didn't do this, but how do you feel about women shooting their shot at men? Lay it on.
Okay, as far as women shooting their shot, I would say my opinion on that has not changed.
Okay.
Since
that's good.
My view on Clubhouse.
Good.
I don't recommend it. I don't think it's a good idea. I know a lot of women now, you know, are trying to hone in on their power and show that they're go-getters and things like that. But I think it's best to choose from the men who are coming to you. Okay, because we like men who go after what they want. Yeah.
Wait, so you said choose from the men who are going after you? Yes.
The men who are approaching you, choose from the best of those selections.
Oh, I was about to say, because then what if you don't like the men who are chasing after you?
Ooh, well, if you don't like any of them, not even one, I would say maybe work on personal development so that you can attract the type of man that you want to approach you. Because these men, I mean, this whole idea that, oh, men are just intimidated by me, I don't believe in that. Like, men go to war, men build bridges, men are out here chopping heads off since the beginning of time. They're not afraid to approach a woman. They're not. So.
And I would agree with that. I would agree as a man and say that if a man is, quote unquote, afraid to approach a woman, you're going to use that word afraid loosely because I don't know what they're really afraid of, but if a man is afraid, then that's not the man for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, if we had a daughter, I would simply tell her, like, if he's struggling to approach you, that's calamity written all over that, because he's not going to know what to do in the situations in which he should know what to do. That's a foundation.
Right.
A man needs to know how to approach the thing that he is trying to obtain.
Because he's going to be the leader. So you want a man like that to lead you?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think women maybe are tired and they want to now get more on the offensive end of like securing. You know, women are doing different things. Women are securing the bag. Women are doing this,
Shout
but it's like
women securing the bag.
Shout out to that big time, right? But securing a man, nah, that ain't your job.
Yeah. Fall back. The right man will come to you.
For sure.
Yeah. All you have to do is just be visible. Be in their vicinity.
Well, let me ask you though, what made you confident to feel that way though? Like,
to feel confident that the right man will come to me?
Well,
I think
what made you feel that way? Like, because were you always that way?
For the most part, yeah. What do you?
Yo, I stand there's a fly in here, y'all.
Yeah.
Anyways, my bad. Sorry for the I couldn't play that off.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
So, anyways, yeah, like
I think just having confidence in yourself will help with that. Like, I feel like I've always had a healthy amount of confidence in what I brought to the table, who I was.
mm-hmm.
And then also just having faith. I kept the faith.
Mm.
Even though I met you at a later point in my life.
Right.
During that waiting period, I was still faithful. Like, I know he's out there.
Mm.
So a lot of women just have patience, keep the faith, keep working on yourself, and God will bless you with the right person.
Amen. Amen to that, big time. Yeah, I, as a man, and I'm going to just say this, keep it real, ladies. Any man who is cool with you approaching him, the only reason why he's cool is because you're an easy kill.
Whoa. What about the success stories? You know the women who say, oh, I approached my man and we've been married for X amount of years. I'm like, oh, yeah?
Cap. I'm going to go on record to call that cap. Now, hold on. Let me put it to you like this, right? Does it mean that if a woman approached a man and say, hey, how you doing? I noticed you from across the room, blah, blah, blah. Does it mean that that relationship that they have from there cannot become successful? I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say it can't become successful. Okay. But I will say that is a needle in a motherfucking haystack. So we want to go by the rule and not the exception. Exactly. That's what we want to go by. So I want to go and say boldly, is that a mosquito, man? I thought I got bit.
Yo,
anyways, yeah, my bad. Anyways, we in the country, y'all, so you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I want to go on record in saying that, listen, men only like that, or the men who like that is simply because you are going to be easier to devour. Devour either sexually, devour either mentally, spiritually. Like, he trying to catch a lick. Straight like that. So leave these dudes alone. If the man cannot come up to you and approach you, leave him alone. It wasn't meant to be. People like to say, oh, but you got to make yourself seen. There's ways to make yourself seen without approaching the dude. Yeah. One thing she did, which I loved, was when we were on Clubhouse, before we met, she would always be in every room I'm in. Always. Now, because she could lie to y'all and say, oh, it's because like I was just in the
conversations were interesting. Listen, you happened to be in those rooms.
She knew I was speaking that thing, that truth. You hear me? And she, you know, she was interested in what I had to say, and I could visibly see that. She didn't have to tell me that, but I could see. And
I was studying you. I was taking notes, and I saw that you were being consistent over the course of however long we were on Clubhouse.
Exactly, we were on Clubhouse for a minute.
Yeah. You always everything checked out. You were always consistent with what you're saying. So
that's value.
It definitely helped.
That's value right there, and I think that in itself, ladies, if you just observe, strategically place yourself and observe. Everything you need to know will reveal itself. Right. You know what I'm saying? And stop talking so much, too. Stop talking so much, because you really give your power away when you just reveal too many things about yourself. Because sometimes people are not asking because they genuinely care. Sometimes people are asking because they want to know how to, like, you know what I'm saying? Manipulate. Use it against you. You know what I'm saying? So just observe. That was one of the things I really loved and admired about her. She just observed. You know what I'm saying? She ain't talked too much. If we did speak a little bit in the DMs on Clubhouse, it was very short and sweet. Right. You know, I also was making sure I made it short and sweet because I didn't want to give it up that I was on to it. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, oh.
Man, whatever. You ain't know for real. Whatever, dog. Listen, I'm slick. What are you talking about? But anyways, now let's segue then into what is the ideal age you believe people should get married?
Ooh. Dang. That's an interesting question, you know, because I'm in my later stage.
Later stage. Why can't women be doing this with age, man? Come on, man. You know, man, later stage.
I mean, ideally, like, when I was younger, I always envisioned myself getting married at a young age. Like, I wanted love and...
What's a young age, though?
I would say since, like, 18.
You envision getting married at 18?
Yeah.
Hey, good. You're wild.
I was ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't actually ready, but I like the idea. I like the idea of like, oh, my husband, I'm gonna be his wife, and we're gonna have a family, we're gonna live happily ever after. Like, didn't work out that way, but you know, better late than never.
Thanks be to God. Look, I'm glad it didn't work out for you because if you would have tried to get married at 18, I was like a toddler back then, so I wouldn't have been the one.
Yeah, oh gosh, not toddler.
No, not toddler, but I'm just thinking.
Definitely a child.
Yeah, a child.
Definitely a child.
I wouldn't have been a teenager. Oh, I'm not a teenager. Yeah,
young,
just
barely.
not considered a man yet.
Yeah, not at all.
But yeah.
But I do think, but it also goes back to a lot of members of our community, the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
They're not thinking about that. They're not serious. Even in college, I feel like a lot of times people amongst our community just want to have fun. They're not thinking about settling down. And with that being said, back to the question.
Yeah.
I would say maybe mid-20s. Mid-20s, I think is a good age to get married because you're mature enough to know who you are and to choose a partner that is actually suitable for you.
Right.
But you're also young enough to not have so much baggage and calamity and a negative outlook on love. So.
Yeah, people don't want to admit that they be looking at life through like these, kind of abused glasses lens, you know what I mean? Like traumatic lenses. But I actually want to go back to something that you said. That whole take your time or have your fun. I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that.
I don't think that's it.
Yeah, it's not it.
We got to kill that in our community. The whole have fun. And then now, that's why we end up with a lot of baby mama, baby daddy drama, things like that. We can avoid those things.
Yeah.
We can avoid those things if we choose to be serious at a younger age.
Right.
Not fool around.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me with that whole where you tell guys or you tell young boys to not focus on finding a woman just play the field and all that. You really set people on like this trajectory of just damage. You know what I mean? They just end up damaging themselves. They end up losing parts of themselves. People end up start saying stuff in their 30s. People are saying that, oh, I lost myself. How you lose yourself? You're not even halfway through life yet. How? But it's because we actually keep having these self-inflicted wounds of engaging with individuals who are not serious, who don't actually value us, and then we start to now devalue ourselves because of what other people are going to. Yeah, so I feel like
they are self-inflicted wounds. Yeah,
man, for sure, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had to go on that date.
Yep.
You could have left that nigga alone. You definitely could have left that girl alone. You know what I mean? Because like you chasing tail. Or and not to describe women as tail, but my just point is that these are the terms that are being used that continue to propagate this notion of seeing each other as items and objectifying each other and not really actually seeing us for who we are, which is humans.
Yeah, people are listening to the wrong advice.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Yeah. So I would agree with you in saying that, it's definitely encouraged in society to like play the field and things like that, but we shouldn't do that. Mid-20s, I feel like is, so let me put it like this. If I was to give an age, I wish we could get married at the age that you mentioned earlier. Like
18?
I was like,
Lord.
No. The reason why I'm saying that, like I'm saying that because 18 is, I'm wild.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'll say 21. I'll say 21, but the reason why I'm saying 21 is because if we were raising children correctly, if we were raising young men and young women to not do this whole play the field thing or get to know as many people as you want or go out on dates at young age, our children are not going to be doing none of that. They're not going to be going out on dates with nobody. Yeah. They're going to be hanging out with people platonically. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, as friends. Yeah, ain't none of that, oh, we going out on a date thing. We're not even going to encourage that mindset. You know what I mean? Especially for our son because like for men, we always get told to kind of just like, oh, it's like getting to know multiple women is like a standard almost. And it's like, no, like with women, it's kind of shunned a little bit more like, oh, you need to focus on one man type of thing. But with men, we're kind of taught to always like, oh, pull this girl, pull that girl. How many numbers can you get at the party? If y'all remember The Wood, that was one of the funny scenes in there where like they were at the dance and like they were like, seeing who would get the most numbers.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch that movie.
You're not black. It's all good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but
dang.
No, I'm playing. No, but anyways, so I think I wish we could do it at 21. I wish people were more prepped to get married, men and women to get prepped.
Yeah, that's not a bad age because I think that's the age when people graduate college.
Yeah,
they go out into the real world. It's not bad.
Yeah, and I also feel like it gives people an opportunity to develop with each other because we're not fully developed at 21. I'm not saying we're developed.
No, 21.
But I'm saying exactly 21 is still a baby. But I'm saying that if people were able to if people were able to simply work on the development prior to 21, so that way when they get into that marriage at that age, now they're able to grow with someone. Because that's another thing. You and I have been growing with each other, even though we're quote unquote considered later. You know what I'm saying? We've been growing with each other and developing with each other over time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like there's a beauty in growing with someone as opposed to just like, oh, like we're supposed to already be made, or we're supposed to already be whole, and all this other, like all these terms people be using. Yeah. There is a degree of wholeness that you need to have, but it's not, I feel like, in the capacity in which a lot of people like to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Where they make it seem like you have to be healed already and all this other stuff. I get healed every day with her, you know what I'm saying, in our relationship. Yeah, for sure. I get healed every day, you know what I'm saying? There's a form of healing that I experience. And as we've talked about it before, healing is a journey. It's not a destination. So if it's not a destination, you know what I'm saying, it's progressive. So I feel like at 21, you can now grow with somebody in a manner where you're not too stubborn.
All right, question. Mm-hmm. Do you think 21 is a suitable enough age for someone to make such a big decision?
No, that's what I said.
Their brain is not fully developed.
That's why I said, if you work on the development of a person's choice, right, being able to
good parenting skills.
Good, you have to be developed in the child stage, mm-hmm. in the teenage stage. If you've groomed that child to be able to make decisions, right? I feel like that's a tool and an ability that we don't actually train in people. Yeah. Decision making. Mm-hmm. If you're able to, quantify and qualify all of the information that you have on an individual, whether it's what college you're going to go to, different things like that, right? Or what friends you want to have, right? Because we've talked about friends with the fiance. So if you've already kind of guided or been guided in a way where you know how to judge and discern what should be for you and what shouldn't be for you, by the time you reach 21, you should develop that skill to the point where all right, if I choose this person, I'm committing to this person. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of us have commitment issues and we don't realize that. And when I say commitment issues, I'm not talking about commitment to a relationship. I just mean commitment to a thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But people also have this idea that the grass is greener, or they're going to wait for something better.
But that's quote unquote due to a lack of commitment issues. Because if you're committed to a thing, you're not worried about the grass being green on the other side. Right. You're just worried about tending to your grass. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that for me, I feel like 21-year-olds could be developed in that manner. And I pray to Jesus, to God, our children are like that. Amen. You know what I'm saying? Amen. So yeah. All right. Let us transition into our pretty much final segment of this episode. So, babe, what I want you to do is name 3 don'ts that men or women or both shouldn't do when they're looking for a partner.
Okay. Well, as far as the women go, like I said before, do not approach that man first, okay? Let him come to you.
Not letting that one, right?
Yes. Let him put in the work to come to you. Mm-hmm. And then you just make your selection from the men who are approaching you. And I find that if you let the man come to you, he is more than likely going to value you the way that you want to be valued in a relationship, as opposed to the other way around. Mm-hmm. So, another don't.
You need 2 more.
Okay, don't. Do not have premarital sex. I know. Sex can be fun and exciting, but it's best to just wait until you meet the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, for a few reasons. Obviously, for health reasons, because, it's a lot of things going around out there. Mm. And also, so you don't end up potentially having a child with someone that you do not want to have a child with. Mm. So, and also just for whatever emotional baggage comes along with being intimate with someone in that way. Mm-hmm. And one more don't. I would say do not roster date. Don't do it. Mm. I know some people believe in
dating and all that other stuff. Y'all tripping.
Yeah, because I don't know, to me, I feel like when you roster date, you're just selecting from whichever person is doing the most for you, as opposed to just choosing the one that you actually want to be with. Mm-hmm. People are just getting chose by default.
It's definitely superficial.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, yeah, just focus on one person at a time.
All right, cool. So
it's for you dudes, right?
Yeah, dudes, okay. Yeah. So definitely one of the dudes that I wanted to mention is for fellas, watch the woman that you are quote unquote interested in. If you feel like you're interested in a woman, you genuinely want to get to know her. You know that, you know what I'm saying? That you're actually interested in, you're not trying to play with her, watch her. Don't try to jump the gun and do this thing that men say, oh, we're hunters and all this other stuff. Don't do none of that stuff. Watch her, observe her from a distance, man. I'm talking about observe her in a way where she don't know that you're watching her. Like, that's how you need to observe her. And I don't mean that you literally got to be like a peeping like Tom or like you from the distance or whatever the case is. Sniper, yeah. I just simply mean that, like, even if you're hanging out with her and you're in her presence, observe all of her actions, how she displays, how she interacts with other people, how she interacts with the people that she says she loves, how she interacts with the people that she says she likes, how she interacts with the people that she says she hates. Watch all of that, man, because I feel like that is literally a direct reflection of what you're going to experience. You know what I'm saying? If you actually want to be her partner. So definitely observe. That's definitely a do for men. Don't be that guy who you see a girl on Monday and you taking her out on a date on Monday night. Like, that's too quick for me.
Yeah.
Way too quick for me. You need to like have some thought out time of, you know, interrogating her actions in your head. Like, oh, why does she do this? What makes her do this? Like, what are her triggers? Like, different things, you know what I mean? And people feel like that's a thing that you only find out when you're intimate with a person, like, and not just physically, but just, you know, getting to know a person. But no, like, you can, like I said, on the first date, I was telling her stuff about me and I was observing her reaction to me. I was observing like how she treated me the rest of the night after I told her, you know what I mean? That thing about my past. So just observe, you know what I mean? The second do I definitely want to say is keep a steady pace. This goes for men and women. Keep a steady pace. I feel like a lot of times we are always trying to rush the process. Y'all, this ain't FedEx. This is not rush delivered in a day. Y'all need to take your time. Y'all actually need to, like, you know what I mean?
It's a slow burn.
Move. Yeah, slow burn. I like that. I like that. Slow burn. Because when you try to quicken things and you try to, the Bible talks about it, awaken a love before it's time in Songs of Solomon. When you awaken things before it's time, it's not prepped well. You just like taking a cake out of an oven and you ain't even let the joint bake. You know what I mean? So like men don't allow the woman to quicken the pace because she's trying to hurry up and find her Prince Charming. And ladies, you also too don't allow the man to just like, you know, take so much time that, you know, he's pretty much damn near wasting your time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah. You don't want that.
Take a man. How long do you think it takes a man to know?
To know what?
That he wants to take that woman seriously and be with her?
Okay. Okay, you said how long? Ooh, this question is, people like to answer this question, I feel like, too quickly.
Okay.
So I'll say if a man, I knew about you after the first date. But that's because, yeah, for real.
Already? After one date?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But that's because I was also taking my time observing you and getting to know you. And that's why I'm going back to the number one thing I said, observe. I was observing her like crazy. When we were on Clubhouse, I was listening to you. You barely spoke.
The moments that I did speak.
You barely spoke. No, but I was watching you.
I was watching. Because you talked a lot. I was like, oh, yeah?
But see, that's the thing. Look at it, fellas. Learn this. She thought she was the only one watching. I was watching you too.
Yeah.
I was watching it and listening. I was watching how you were interacting with people because people used to get spicy on that app. I was watching to see if, like, how she gonna respond. Is she gonna get out of pocket and start screaming and yelling at people on the app? But she wasn't doing that like that. You had like one instance.
Yeah, I had a couple moments.
Yeah. I think. Well, I only witnessed one.
Oh, okay.
But my point is that, like, I was watching that. To me, for the tenure in which we were on the app, you did a damn near pretty good job of keeping your composure. Because, like I said, people were disrespectful on that app, and we will definitely talk about that on another episode too. But yeah, man, I feel like I watched your demeanor and I appreciated it, and I observed you, and you were consistent. As much as you said I was consistent, you were consistent as well. To answer your question, I knew after the first date. I think if men are groomed the way that we need to be groomed, a man is going to be able to tell off of his first time going out with a woman if he wants to be with her. And now I'm calling it a date because that's her terminology and it's easier to talk to y'all in that way, but it wasn't a date to me.
Yeah.
But the first time in which we encountered each other in New York, I was like, yo, I think I've seen everything I need to see. And the second date put a button on it for me.
Yeah, me too.
We went to this place called Toku. Shout out to Toku, man. The man has it. Listen, Long Island, New York. We went out to Toku, man. Wow. Food was good. I was feeding her too. Wait, no, I didn't feed you.
You like
I served you food
before you served yourself. I
correct.
thought that was really sweet.
Correct.
I was like, get him with the lamb chops.
Yes, correct. And it was after that second day, she asked me, she was like, yo, like, so what are you trying to do? She wasn't asking me specifically, what am I trying to do with her? But she was just saying, what is your plans? What type of time are you on? And I could gauge that that's what she wanted to know. So I answered the question. Another thing, ladies, side note, if dudes play dumb, they playing dumb because they want to play dumb. We understand. When she asked me that question, she didn't ask me, what do you see between us? Or what
are we?
What are we? She didn't ask me that. She asked me like, yo, so what are your plans? And the moment she used the word plans, because I believe that's the word that you use, what are your plans for the future? Where do you see yourself? I kind of got the vibe of like, okay, like, are you on joke time or are you trying to take things seriously? And I told her, my answer was, I said, I'm trying to be married soon. I want to be a husband. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. And I kept it general because I wasn't trying to just tell her like, oh, I want to marry you.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And she wasn't specifying it to me, like, what are you trying to do with me, Azu? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I understood the question. I answered the question to the best of my ability. And from from my answer, I believe you were able to tell that I actually was genuinely interested in you, even though I didn't specify it to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, after that, it was abundant. So for me, yeah, after the first date, niggas should be able to tell. If you can't tell the first date, nigga, you ain't done enough homework. And you haven't also done enough introspection to know what you want as a man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm going on record to say after first encounter.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, first encounter, that's a serious, So anyway,
three.
Yeah, the third. Let me get to my third one. Yeah, so my third one, be vulnerable and transparent with her. That one specified more so to men because I feel like there's this narrative that men don't like to talk or we're unemotionally available. Exactly. Yeah. We're emotionally unavailable. But yeah, that's cap. And I'm gonna say it once again, fellas. If you don't feel like you can be vulnerable and transparent with this girl, you don't need to be out with her then like that. End the platonic friend outing and go home. But if you're genuinely
the non-date,
man, look, no, I'm being like, I'm gonna elaborate that on another episode. But I'm telling you, I really don't believe in this dating thing. It's not optimal. It's not optimal, man. It's not successful the way people like to preach that it is. But anyways, just simply be transparent and vulnerable with her because it's through your vulnerability that you'll be able to tell if she is capable of genuinely loving you. Because that day when I told you that I had been to jail and what I had done to go there for that one day, y'all not about to be thinking I'm a criminal like she said earlier, but for that one day or whatever the case is, it was her response that made me feel like, damn, this woman is gentle. This woman is just so, almost unshakable. You know what I'm saying? And even if she did feel some type of way about what I said, you were able to just possess this demeanor that made me feel like, dang, like I'm in a safe place. You know what I'm saying? I think men, we need a safe place when it comes to our partners. Not I think, we do need it. And she demonstrated that off the first encounter. First time I met her, even though we had been talking previously, but the first time I met her, her eyes didn't bulge. She wasn't like, damn, nigga, what type of nigga am I on a date with? None of that. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that.
I could also see your heart posture. I could tell that wasn't who you were. You probably made a mistake in the past. Like, it is what it is. We move forward.
Amen. Yeah. Happily ever after now, man. So, yeah. All right.
Side note.
Okay, what?
Just really quickly, just popped up in my head. Okay, and I've heard you say this multiple times, but to the viewers out there, how many people would be an ideal partner for someone? How many people out there do you think would be a good match?
There's only one. Yeah, no, there's only one. Yeah, I don't believe in that whole, like, there's multiple people out there for you and all of that because I believe when it comes to love, it is a choice. So I don't know how many people have the actual tolerance to want to expend that much energy choosing to love a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe people actually have that type of ability. So with that being said, I was just say this to you, even though you got annoyed at me in the beginning, but I was just like, yo, I'm the only man who's going to love you.
And I was like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Like, I got options. Options.
And that's the thing. People take it as an ego hit because they think yo, like, I'm lovable. Like, more people want to, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't saying that to manipulate you or some women think or to, like, make you feel like I'm the best that you can do. I was simply just saying that I know in my heart that I am determined and committed to loving you for the rest of my life. I know that for a fact. I can't speak on no other nigga.
Yeah.
And if you want to go find out, go find out. But I know you got a real one right here. You know what I'm saying? And I was sure about that. So, and vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that she's the only woman who would genuinely love me. Only woman. Because she shows that every single day. She proves it every single day. So, show yourself approved, man. Like, don't just be, people like, oh, this words and this smoke and mirrors of, oh, yeah, I got a lot of options.
Yeah. So, in a nutshell, 99.9% of the people that you get to know, go out on dates with,
they don't want you like that.
That's not the one. So just keep that in mind, so you don't set yourself up for disappointment. Exactly.
And I'm glad you made that a side note, babe. So you know, we arrived pretty much almost to the end of the interview. For the podcast. Why was I saying interview? It's okay. I'm practicing, y'all. So the question I want to ask you is this: what are some of the most important things you've learned since we've been together? So you can name one or two things. Yeah.
Most important things that I've learned since we've been together.
Yep.
Ooh, I would say I've learned how to work on my communication skills. Okay. I realized that my communication skills were not as sharp as I thought they were.
Oh, okay.
So just really being able to talk to you in a certain way that you can receive it, being able to voice my opinion without getting loud or disrespectful. It's not a New York thing. But I feel like I've definitely grown a lot in that department. Wouldn't you agree?
I would say so.
Okay.
I'm saying okay, like I didn't know that that's something she needed to work on. No, for sure. Like I feel like that's definitely something that you've worked on and become so much better at. Like I gotta give you your flowers here and today and in front of everybody, because I mean that was a problem for me in the beginning. I'm like, yo, I can't be getting talked to like this.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think a lot of that stemmed from me just not being in the happiest space in my life at that point in time. Which is real. So it wasn't even really you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So. Yeah, and I feel like I also had to kind of see it that way too, to not take it personal, because people be battling stuff, y'all. Sometimes, like, you know, we really want to take it personally because we think it has to do with us, but y'all, it really got to do with the person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And even for me, you know, just seeing you kind of grow in your communication towards me, like, it, like, not only did it heal me, but it also encouraged me to communicate to you better.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, I don't got this all figured out. And, you know, me, I can be very pressing at times. I can be like, no, let's talk about it right now.
Right.
And that's my communication style of, like, you know, being very quick and abrupt.
Right.
And, you know, and seeing your responses and you kind of like, yo, chill. Like, we don't got to do this right now. That kind of just taught me to have that patience and kind of slow burn with you of fixing things, but fixing them in a pace where, you know, you don't feel rushed. You know what I'm saying? Rush.
That's my nickname.
We always have these puns. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
I'll say that communication and, you know, not to get all religious and stuff and preachy, but I think
ain't nothing wrong with getting Christ-like.
Okay. I definitely will say that my relationship with God and getting to know Christ has grown
for sure
substantially and still growing.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely grateful for that.
Right.
I love that we go to church together. I love that we read the word together. Yeah. I was not doing any of that stuff prior to meeting you. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's powerful. All right, and last question I want to ask before we close, man. Y'all been great, man, tuning in with us this entire time. Last question is, what's something you wish you had known 10 years ago?
Dang. In terms of the dating relationship realm.
It don't gotta be that. It can be anything. You can keep it in that vein if you want to.
Okay. I wish I would have known to avoid the traps that society and media and other people would try to set for you. So whether that's finances, whether that's, you know, doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, drinking, trying to smoke weed, or anything that you know is not good for you. I would have avoided all those things.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I want to answer this question myself too. 10 years ago, I wish that I knew that sleeping with multiple women, trying to conquer, being a hunter, and all those other things, I wish I knew it was a lot.
Yeah.
I wish I knew it was a lot. Yeah, it would have saved me a lot of disappointment. You know what I mean? Just not getting my hopes up for things that were actually intended to burn. You know what I'm saying? And the relationships, the encounters that I had, the people who I engaged with. You know what I mean? Yeah, one could say that it's made me who I am today because that sounds good. But it was unnecessary.
Exactly.
It was unnecessary. It wasn't necessary for my development. You know what I mean? But you know, hindsight is 20/20. But also, too, the Bible says that God reveals to redeem, and I feel like in the revelation of those negative encounters and being able to see it as negative, because I think that's also a phase that we go through. We don't necessarily see the negativity and the impact of those, you know, kind of bad interactions. We don't see it. Once you come to the revelation of seeing them as bad, then now you can know what's greater. You know what I'm saying? And know what's better and what's more profitable, you know, spiritually, mentally, and physically. You know what I mean? So for me, 10 years ago, I wish I would have known that all this stuff that they told us is meant.
It was garbage, yeah. It wasn't meant to help us at all. Yeah. And I would add that to mine too. Like dating guys in the past, it didn't help me in any way. It only caused unnecessary heartache.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, well, we glad they out of there, man.
I'm glad too, honey.
Y'all lucky I'm trying to be professional. I would end this episode with a kiss. So, no, but no, thank you so much, babe, for being a part of this.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was awesome. So enjoyable for me. You know, I like
me
to
too.
talk.
This was fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad to be part of this.
Yeah.
Happy to support you.
Yeah.
And I know great things are coming in the near future.
Amen.
So, yeah.
We get an amen.
Amen.
Yeah, no, but I want you to have a lovely night. Thank you guys so much for joining, man. It was so awesome, you guys being a part of this for episode 2. And I definitely look forward to continuing this with you guys and just bringing y'all more great content for True Thoughts. And I'm your host, Azu, and y'all have a great night, man.
Bye.
Peace.